Number 290 in the Masters of Cinema series is Red Peony Gambler 2, Gambler's Obligation from 1968. And already you're starting to see an almost familiar setup of storylines here. We have Oryu, who's been wandering the lands, meeting other Yakuza bosses and learning little bits of the trade so she can back home and become the boss that she wants to be, taking back up her gang, reasserting her position, those kind of things. Although I feel like she's never going to get there because there's all these other issues she's going to hit along the way. Here, we have a bunch of Yakuza bosses are gangsters who are taking advantage of silk farmers, and this is a nice kind of change of pace because we don't have the revenge aspect that we had in the first story. We have this farmers who are being taken advantage of, and when the person that Oryu is staying with tries to solve the situation, he finds himself dead, wiped out, and she has to protect his children, and it's what basically waiting for the situation to become so dire that Oryu has to take actions to stop it violently. But I really like this one because it gives you an idea of the community, gives you an idea of various characters. You really feel much more involved within the situation. We don't need the backstory for Oryu. We've got it in the first minute of the movie. We know where she has been since the last movie. We know her from that, and we can see where she's going to go. And it's how she carries herself, how she handles situation, how she tries to deal with these people who are inherently evil and terrible people. And you just want them to get their comeuppance. And I find that, much like the first film, the bad guys in this one are horrid, terrible people. I want them to get the full vengeance of Oryu in this one, the Red Peony.
お前生きがっちゃいるが女のおかげで出られたんだぜ。お辞儀をしてマジを抱っこするんだな。初めに俺が見込んだだけあったらなかなかいい体してたぜ。
And it does come, but there's many aspects of this that I really did love, and there's a side story of a young woman and a man who are kind of torn apart. They're looking to get married, and that whole side story is one of those unusual aspects, I would say, of this, because I didn't really see that playing out the way it does. It was definitely different, and although there is convoluted moments, although there is tropes in the story kind of plays out in the main beats as I was expecting, there are these smaller stories in amongst it that I really found to be surprising, different, interesting, that offer really good characters doing something that I wasn't expecting. Now, of course, when the violence comes, it's wonderful. It's so cathartic. It's so bloody and brutal. There is a kind of ballet of blood that is portrayed at the end, which is really comforting in one way or another, because all the way through the film, I watched the Red Peony be patient. I watched the bad guys just become worse, doing things that I didn't even conceive they could get to, that maniacal place. So you're wanting them to be really destroyed at the end of it. And you get that. Red Peony Gambler is not something that is wholly original. You can see the beats of where the storyline is, and if the third one hits similarly, I'd be fine with that, as long as it gives us that wealth of characters, the wonderful photography, that great score that kind of goes all the way through it, that highlights the beats, the kind of stillness and measured calm that we have with these little flourishes of violence that just kind of punctuate certain scenes that I found to be truly fantastic. It's a really good, solid film, another interesting take on this character, and I'm really curious to see where we go in the third one. But, you know, we're at Red Peony Gambler 2, Gambler's Obligation, so let me know in the comment box below your thoughts on this film, if you've seen it, or if you're interested in this set, or you're going to pick up, let me know. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, manvfilm.com, always, in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.